Hello, welcome back to another episode of Exploring Environments. This time we are doing Call of Duty, obviously, World at War Edition. I want to take a step back from the old Exploring Horror Games section of my channel and show you an older game, but more on the Activision side of things. The way I talk really surprises me. Anyway, I'm going to go through everything I saw in the entire game. This does not include zombies or the multiplayer, and I think the mission Black Cats isn't in here. Well, besides that, we will be using cheat codes or the console commands to look around the map and look at things that were missed out when you're playing or hidden things, stuff like that. But anyway, let's get started. I follow this boat around the island. It takes the two survivors that with you during the rescue mission. I followed them all the way around, and I looked away for one little second and it vanished. I was just trying to see how long it was actually rendered in the game. Over here we have a box in Japanese. It says 25 shot breech landing machine gun. On this barrel over here, for some reason it translates as Tokyo Metropolitan Automotive Plate, which I doubt that's what it says, but that's what I'm getting. If you know what it says, just let me know below. Over here we have a can of sardines and Janats. I don't know what that is, but it's right there if you can see it, the white box. Or I guess a can. On this barrel it says sparkling wine made by the Empire of Japan, obviously. On the back of the spotlight we have like a serial code or maybe a placeholder for like letters, like in Adobe or Word software. You usually have like I don't know if it's Latin or something. It's like placeholder for words. So on the Japanese soldiers that are fake being dead, I was watching their eyes to see if they ever blinked. And they never did. So they're really good actors. I just want to show you the back of this bunker. This is the one where you put the explosives and blow it up, and then basically mission's over after that. And on this box right here in Japanese, it says war cake. I don't know. That's what my translating thing said, so it could say something else. I'm pretty sure it does. I doubt it says war cake. Here we have a texture that actually follows your eyes like a painting. This pipe on the wall. I don't know how I notice these things. Don't ask me. I just see. I was like looking at things and I saw the pipe following me. Here's a message sent by the Japanese. I'm not sure what they're saying, but I'm gonna let you listen to the whole thing and see if you can figure it out. As far as I can tell, this says oil made in Japan, but that's all I can really translate here. On to the next mission. We're inside this ship that drops off our landing cruiser, the 278. It's not that big on the outside. It maybe could probably hold 3 or 4 of those little ships. The deck has like small doors, which I don't think they're actually to size. And across the water is another type of ship with rockets. These are the rockets that get shot out onto the island when you're calling them in on the Japanese positions. The ship might be undersized as well. I don't have a model, like a human model next to it to actually see if it is. And further in the back we have 2D cutouts of destroyers. Here we have some soldiers with black eyes and no hands. Scary stuff. And next to them we have a fence that looks like it's a bunch of rectangles put together. Over here we have a tank shooting, but it's actually shooting the water. So the tank's not really doing anything. And across from that tank we have empty ships that have been buried in sand. These are most likely a background, so when the player looks over they can see these, like make it feel like a bigger part of the battle. But it could also be part of a failed invasion, and these are like older ships. But the first one's more likely. These signs say danger over and over, most likely for landmines. If you no-clip up here and see ahead of the battlefield, where you call them the bomb strike, you can actually see some soldiers on their legs, or I guess without their legs. And if you go back further where you start and turn off no-clip, it actually spawns in the soldiers that are walking around dazed. Over here we have some cool bunkers that are never used. some pits for motors and any artillery pieces, and an even smaller bunker for machine guns probably. Here's another radio message. If it is the same one, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it in anyway. And on this box it says storage item, name, ammunition box, date of manufacturer, April, show 10/1935. I think it was shown the Japanese year, when which emperor was. I think it was 1930 something. It was 19 something to 1930. I can't remember. They have a pre-placed soldier here. It looks like he's reaching for something or asking for help. And in the wall here, I noticed there was a light coming through, but there was no actual lighting. So I went in the wall and found a lantern that was shining a light on the wall here. I wanted to show you the inside of the models. You can see all their teeth and everything. On the top left up here we have Empire Japan. On the bottom right we have Rock Island. And in this poster it says shoot forward. And I think it says Provincial Army, if that is correct. For some reason I kept changing to Chinese and I couldn't get it to change to Japanese. I wanted to show you some of the motor teams up here. They put the motor shell sideways or just hold it there and then fire it. It looks like none of the animations actually line up to touching the object, but you really don't ever get close enough to actually see this. Here we have tanks shooting at each other, but actually the tanks are not even hitting each other. There are some shells that hit each other on the blue tanks, the American tanks, but most of the time the tanks switch to 3 different positions and shoot at those positions, and most of the time it's just dirt. This guy throws a grenade and completely just wipes this guy out. He drops immediately. Here we have some tanks. They actually have their own different markers and symbols on them. We have the Colorado on this tank. And the other tank, we don't have a state, but we have a different number. And they both seem to disappear at the end over here. I try to get up to these planes up here, but the moment I hit a certain altitude, they disappear. So you can never get up there to look at them. This seems to be the only different uniformed soldier I could find on this island, or even in the game, besides the ones that are actually playing the game. The NPCs, I would say. This fire seems to be going at 2 times speed. Over here we have an AA with no operators on them. It looks automated too, the way it's slowly going left to right, shooting at nothing. On this black barrel it says made in Japan. I think it's oil. On to the next map, we have our very own Richthofen clone. I'm guessing this is what his model is based on. They made the zombies afterwards. And over here we have some German guy playing in the dirt, picking up rocks and all that. Going down the street further, we have a tank in a half-track that seems to park outside the limit so the player can't see them. And they slowly disappear. This says beer bar. A can of Vinex Mode, probably tea or beer since we're in a bar. And outside that we have a poster on the wall that says victory. If you go all the way up here where the sniper is when he's shooting at you at the bar, you can see him move around and all that. And I wanted to see if I deactivated my no-clip UFO mode, if he would notice me, but it seems like he cannot register that. And then behind this wall next to him, we have the ding head he pokes out when he's trying to get you to shoot it like a fake sniper helmet. Later on in the mission, we have the flamethrower guys burning through the building. And once they run out of fuel or you run past the window, they actually run away or they just pass out on the floor. So this game has like a unique deletion method of just killing the NPC to save processing power, I'm guessing. On to the next mission, I want to show you the cutscene from outside the house. And on the table here we have wine. And some tequila. Here we have a scarecrow, which I thought you'd never seen, so I wanted to show it to you. Over here we have enemies that are running to the left of the player as he's going to the forest, and they just get killed once they hit a certain area. This poster says Warchmach Day, March 17th, 1940, War Winter Relief Fund. I also wanted to mess with the tanks here to see if they could actually hit me, and they seem to just go in a circle, trying to trace my path, and then they get stuck. They do back up and forward too, so they do have some type of movement installed. In the later part of the mission, we have this cool bunker that's never used. And right before the mission ends, we have this writing in this tank, which I could not translate for the love of me. So if you can, let me know. It's most like the tank's name, right? Next mission with the Americans, we have these same ships again, but way smaller in 2D as well. And if you zoom out a little bit, you can watch this as like a war simulator with explosions going off, machine gun fire. That was pretty cool. Here we have these numbers. They're for like directions for a motor. So you say 45, and then they would know where to shoot, basically. On the next mission, we have this cannon. I think it's called it's not a Pak-40, but it's a similar type of a cannon. It's used for anti-tank and anti-vehicles. We can see them loading the same way they do a motor, where they have two people next to it, so we'll put something in. But usually you load it from the back here. And over here we have a AA that seems like the same automated AA, but with two people on it. And one of their guns is sticking through the AA turret. And it's really cool because you can see their feet moving. So you change the direction or to shoot the gun. On the tank mission, I tried to do the no clip everything and just made the camera freak out. So I had to skip this mission. I wanted to show you this vehicle over here. It's like a launcher for rockets. Artillery launcher. We have the driver sitting in the front here. No windshield, can't see where he's going. Most likely for protection so he doesn't get shot. This says Coffee Adler. This is an asylum in Germany, and the top word is most likely the location or the name of the asylum. Here we have a poster, a very disturbing one, of a woman screaming. I couldn't find any reference to it. If you can, let me know. On the top left of this poster here, it says, "Hang in there, men, we will finish them off." On this thing, it says the stub, which I'm guessing is a bar. On to the next map, we have invisible turrets. So these are like background things so you could see when there's like shooting going up into the sky against planes and all that. Here we have the prisoner that surrenders to you, but I want to go ahead and show you what he looks like when he's not in our vision. And so all this scary face. Here's a map of the front. In the water here we have down in the tunnels where the water takes over and basically ends the mission. It's like a flood. I went up ahead and looked at the water here. It looks just like a bunch of piles of texture. I tried to look away for a second. I kept turning around. The moment I went too far, it looks like it started. It looks like it adds, it's in front of those blobs, it adds a white texture like splashing water. Here we have a Japanese turret hidden in the foliage. That was the only thing on that mission. In the next mission after that mission, we have the rockets getting shot and falling on the place that like the last mission in the game occurs. And further down the street of that, we have a actual use of I think this is the German Pak-40. I think they're using their equipment, the Germans' equipment, to shoot at it. We can actually see them loading the actual turret when the Japanese didn't do it the correct way. Here we have the despawning of the tanks and these soldiers just being killed. I wonder why they can't despawn the soldiers. In this building we have a German officer portrait. I couldn't find any evidence or information about the guy. Here we have another anti-tank weapon, but it seems to be shooting at nothing. An interesting thing is they're loading satchels into the back of it. And up on the building where it's like bricked up, we have turrets shooting through the holes in the wall. And if you go through the wall, there's no actual turrets there. They're just cosmetics. On to the next mission we have, once these packages fall down and you collect ammo for yourself, it's that mission. And across the field we have the same thing happening for other soldiers, but they're not actually getting it, they're just sitting there. It's a cool detail to see. Inside the castle we have calligraphy. My translator kept saying it was a Chinese invention, but I know the Japanese do it too, so. Even further in we have another one. Most of them are trees or like background photos of the environment. In the last German mission we have Otto von Bismarck on this portrait. And cool thing we could see on these soldiers on the German side is the injured fighting now to the last man. If these Germans are injured with the bandages on their heads, arms. We had a dead soldier here on his nose. So all the Germans were defending to the last man, all the loyal Germans, I guess I should say. The rest were captured or killed basically at this point. In this city at least. And near the end of the mission we have a German crawling, and he gets reset once or twice. I didn't capture the first time, but you can see it here. And he bleeds out. And I wanted to show you the last scene in third person. You look to be just like arms at this point, so I like watching Reznov fighting this German soldier here. It's also interesting he stabs him with that thing, which it doesn't have a point, so that would be really difficult with that type of machete. Well, that was it for this game. I'm gonna do Doom 3 next, as someone recommended to me, because I thought that'd be pretty fun. If you want me to do more Call of Duties in the future, let me know. If you have any other game suggestions, let me know that too. Of course, I have to play through the whole game to actually get these videos done. This game had wall hacks and God mode, know that, so I can quickly just go through it. Doom 3 won't have that, so I have to actually try. But anyway, I'm going to leave you off here, and you can enjoy Reznov boasting to my arms.